Hello, everybody. On today's episode, most people look at their children and think of them as sweet little angels. And sometimes we get that knock at the door and there's something out of an eldritch horror. We're talking black eyed children. Let's jump into the conversation. Hello, everybody. I am your host, Blue. With me today, as always, is the wonderful, the bringer of chaos, Michelle,
Oh, that's
and
me.
our wrapped up in a red hoodie and also
Oh,
gorgeous and freezing Kate.
I
One
want
of the
to share
statements
something
true.
before we start the episode.
Okay.
I crocheted a human spine.
I have no words. I'm kind of perturbed, but also very impressed. Okay.
It's
So let's get into
mostly a cat toy, but whatever.
there's a reason why this is your episode. Anyway, we're talking black eyed children today, folks. We're talking about something that comes out of Michelle's neck of the woods, her home state. We're talking about black eyed children from Texas. Are they paranormal? Are they something out of an eldritch horror? Are they just kids that are misunderstood and have really bad scleras? You be the
Yes.
judge.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Blue,
Yeah.
what about our watchers who don't know about the black-eyed children?
Well,
They don't want to
I
know.
They don't want to know. Thanks, Kate.
most people really shouldn't want to know this, but hey, this is our show and this is
I,
what we do.
I was happy just not knowing it until one day in Texas, I
Until one
overhear
day you
about
knew.
a legend about particular children out in certain parts of Texas, and be careful driving at night in the middle of nowhere.
Pretty much anywhere, to be honest. Like, not even in the middle of nowhere. These little son
Yeah,
of bitches will
well,
show up, like, wherever.
Yeah, these little some bitches show up on anybody's doorstep or on the
Exactly.
side of a road looking for a ride. I mean,
yeah,
Or in a parking lot. There's
yeah,
some.
or
Oh, I've got stories.
watch out going to Walmart at night.
Yes. Yes.
I
All
mean,
right.
you should
These
be
little
careful
freaks.
about going to. You should be careful about going to Walmart at night in general. Have you seen people of Walmart? I'm just saying.
I am people of Walmart.
You are. But do you wear flesh-colored leggings and show off your
Uh,
Facebook?
I wear
And
flesh-colored leggings to hide the fact that I'm Bigfoot. Now,
that's true. That's true.
yeah, okay.
let's jump into these black-eyed children.
Okay, so what I want to do first is I want to kind of draw you a picture of what
Okay,
these things are.
is it going to be a
Black-eyed
pretty
children.
picture?
It's
No,
going to
it's
be a
going to be
creepy as
going to
fuck
be a very
picture.
creepy picture.
Okay.
So you may have to
Stuff of
send
nightmares.
positive vibes towards Kate as this is going on because I know she doesn't like talking about it. Okay, let's
Mm,
send the vibes. Send. Okay, so black-eyed children often in the community called BECs. By the way, I did not know that until
They're called
yesterday.
BECs.
BECs,
Beck,
black-eyed children.
that's
BECs.
I'm kind of a little concerned because I have an aunt Beck.
Yeah, no. Well, now you don't. Okay. So these
I can't drink
black-eyed
Bex
children.
ever again.
Exactly. These black-eyed children are often described as being between the ages of anywhere between 6 and 16. They're usually pale,
I'll
very
punch a
Wednesday
16-year-old. I don't care.
Addams-ish if you're pale, opposite of me. I am not pale. Dressed oddly or outdated. So this will come into play later on because
Okay, wait a
the
minute.
stories.
Wait a minute. Whoa, wait. Hang on. Time out. They're dressed oddly or out of date. That old fashioned comes back again. We've seen this.
Yeah, yes, but
Bell bottoms are a thing again.
okay.
So are Genco jeans.
Well, the rule about when fashions come back in, you do know what that is, right? If you're old enough to remember wearing it the first time it was popular, you are too old to wear it again.
Shut up.
So put the Jinko jeans back in the Amazon cart and do not hit buy. Okay? Okay, love you. Okay.
Damn it.
No, get the parachute pants instead.
Oh, parachute pants.
Parachute
Hammer
pants never go out of
hammer
style.
pants. Hammer pants. Hammer pants.
Oh, doo doo.
Yep.
Doo doo.
Yep. All right. Anyway, okay.
I don't want to get
So
copyright struck. Anyway, go ahead.
exactly. They often speak in flat, emotionless voices.
That's usually what I talk in.
No, you don't. Your voice
Why are
is
you
full of
lying?
emotions, sir.
That's true.
Okay. Common traits
Unless I'm
among
dealing with
these.
certain people.
That's true. They typically their sclera is it pronounced sclera? Sclera?
Sclera.
Sclera is completely black. Completely. Like someone has taken out their eyeball, dipped it in black, like
Like
is it
they're
black
the demons.
2.0, the black paint?
Like they're the demons from Supernatural.
Black as night.
Yes.
Black.
Entirely black. Emotionally off, robotic speech.
Well,
When
if you
someone
had a
says,
completely
"Hey,"
black sclera, you'd be fucking emotionally damaged
right,
too.
right, but
Uh,
like when someone like when you're talking to someone and they're like, "Oh, hey, I need help." There's always a lilt to their voice. There's always some sort of like you can tell by the inflection, like
Well, if somebody really needs help, they're usually like, I need help.
right. These kids are completely the opposite of that.
And
yeah. First
kids
thing
in
that comes.
general inflate everything.
First thing that comes to mind is a Doctor Who episode where I want to say it was David Tennant's time, but yeah, it was kids in gas masks. There, mommy, is that you, mommy? Mommy.
Yes.
Oh, that just gave me chills. Don't do that one.
Don't do that again. So
I'm
common
fucked
among
up again.
the stories of black-eyed children is they are insistent about being let into somewhere, into a car, into a house, into a
No,
building.
that's always a bad sign for bad entities. Like
Yes.
you never let them in, never answer them. Don't no.
And yes, and in almost all of the encounters with these BECs,
Okay.
there is a sudden, overwhelming fear or sense of dread.
We're
Okay.
just plain fucking nightmares.
I mean,
I'm going to go with that one.
possibly they could have high anxiety because I have that every day.
Well, the world's a scary place.
It's true.
No, it's not scary. It's fucked up.
What
Let's
is going on
call it as
outside?
it is.
That's true. Let's pour one out for my homies.
Sorry.
Okay.
Did you just have a squirrel moment there, Blue?
He did.
No, my dog's running around upstairs and I
Dog.
can hear her.
You can tell where you're from, dog.
My dog.
And
Shut
then
up.
the
Coffee.
final interesting piece is they often
Vacate lab.
disappear completely when they're refused entry.
Yeah, but I
Wait.
feel if they're
Like,
refused
You
entries,
turn
like they get
around,
worse.
after telling them no, and they're gone, like gone.
Yeah, but they're probably still there waiting for you to slip up and let them in somehow. Like I just.
But that's the thing is, if you open the door, they don't push through. They have to
I
be invited in. Very vampiric.
I feel like in that moment you would become like the guy on TikTok that's like, meanwhile at destination, what the fuck are you still doing there?
Exactly that guy. Exactly. So,
He grabs
like
a
Lee
salt.
said, the very first sighting of these black-eyed children, the Becks, was in my neck of the woods. And oddly enough, the first sighting of these was in the 90s.
Really?
So I'm a little dumbfounded at that.
I
Maybe they were
feel I feel that
misidentified.
that's wrong, and I feel that they were found sooner. Just no one wanted to talk about it,
It
because
could
that's
be
like
because they're fucking creepy.
because I feel like with the amount of
Or
just think
we
back
only
to like
heard,
the old prairies, like when cowboys were a thing, a lot more common than they are today, and just the amount of kids that were didn't make it or heading up to the Oregon Trail or something, like I feel that they've been around a lot longer than the 90s. Just no one wanted to talk about them.
okay, I'm gonna say this as it comes to them only first appearing in the
Mhm.
90s. I think the reason why we only heard about them as of the 90s is because before that, people were dumb enough to let kids in.
Oh, and then they're gone.
That
Yeah.
I
That's why we
mean,
never
yeah.
heard
Yeah.
about them before, right?
All right. So let me get
Makes
into the
sense,
first
right?
sighting. Yes, let me get into the first sighting.
Oh, okay,
1990. A
I'm here
gentleman
for
by
it.
the name of Brian Bethel, who just happened to be a journalist, is
Oh, it just happened to be a journalist.
yeah. That's my favorite part. Just happened to be a journalist. He is in
Um, we are pro bullying journalists and bullying the media
you do
on this
know that
channel.
my first major in college was radio, television, and film.
As
Journalism.
was I.
Thank you.
And wait, since
College
when are we
radio.
bullies?
What's that?
That's the only people that it's okay to bully.
Oh, okay,
I did
whatever you
change
say.
my major to communications with a special studies in ancient Mediterranean culture. Don't
Always
ask.
bully reporters.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, so Brian Bethel, first sighting was in Abilene, Texas. Go Eagles. Down in my area, a couple hours from where I grew up. Anyway, so 1996. I was not living in Texas at the time. It was my second year in the Navy, so this was not me, just for clarity.
are we sure?
1996, I was deployed. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes
He was sitting in a car
sense.
in the parking lot of his bank, writing out you remember paper checks? Paper checks?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
my
still have a
parents
check
still
book.
do that.
Yeah. Writing a paper check for deposit, sitting in his car in the night times, so it's dark outside, and he's in there, and he feels this overwhelming like somebody is watching me feeling, and he turns to look outside of his window, and there are two youthful children, young boys. He described somewhere one was 10ish and the other was 12ish, and the boys were outside of his window asking for a ride. And when he kind of took a deeper look at these two boys, they were entirely black.
I'm.
I'm sorry, their eyes were totally black.
Oh, their
Their eyes,
eyes were totally black.
yeah,
Okay, I was gonna
their
say
eyes
we're
were
getting
totally
a
black.
little racial
Sorry.
here.
Yeah. Their eyes were totally black, and he did
Like I
not
know that
have the
shit's
window
prevalent in the South,
down.
but yeah,
But you know how you can look at someone's eyes and you see like the glossiness?
yeah,
Yeah,
There
there
was
was no
nothing.
glossiness.
it's just dead
Just
black.
dead black. So he described what the feeling was when he was talking about this. The boys were asking, um, if he could take them to a ride to the theater because their mother was waiting for them at the movie theater. And he was like, no, I can't. And because he's starting to realize, like, it's 10:30 at night. Like, this is not, what are you two doing out? No, our mother is waiting for us at the theater. They're very insistent, but very polite, but very insistent.
Yeah.
And they began getting angry at him when he just would not let them in the car. But he said he kept feeling this overwhelming want to open the car door, roll down the window and open the car door. He could feel himself wanting to, but knowing that he was not going to.
Knowing he shouldn't open
Yes.
the car.
Honestly, that feeling, the fear and everything almost reminds me of just the unexplained phenomena in the Appalachian Mountains. Because some
Yes,
people
it does
will
have a
turn
similar-
around and feel that
Yeah.
fear something, or like something's
Mhm.
watching them, Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Bethel finally, like, he was able to kind of like gather himself together. He was like, no, I'm not taking you anywhere. No. And he was able to turn the car on and drive away. And as he was looking in the rearview mirror, could not have been more than a quarter of a second from where he was. There was no one in the parking lot behind him.
Well, yeah, because he refused them.
Yes.
So they disappeared.
So he finally shared that encounter after some other folks started bringing up some encounters. So do you want to talk about that first before we go into the other two? Because there's two notable reports that are kind of interesting, different. But what do you guys think of that?
I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
First off, are we sure that he didn't hallucinate?
We're sure of nothing. He was by himself. He has no evidence of anything.
Because sometimes when you're sitting in your car and you got it running, you don't know if there's a possible leak in the exhaust that goes into the car, carbon monoxide. You start to see some shit.
Yeah. Well, again, he was by himself. He told the story years later. So I wasn't there. I don't know what he saw or what he didn't see.
I mean, from my point of view, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that while very intriguing, he's a journalist. He knows how to craft a story.
Mm-hmm. Kate,
make people interested.
I'm not going to push you on having an opinion.
Who knows? I mean, who am I to judge if he actually saw it or not? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
The area I heard that story was just outside of Amarillo. There was I can't think of the next town over, but it's right before you get into what would that have been? Arkansas state line.
Going up past Cadillac Ranch, going up that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know exactly where you. Yep. I went to college. By the way.
Yeah, I mean, granted, that's not where I had that kind of heebie-jeebie kind of feeling. Mm-hmm. It was later on when I'm in the middle of nowhere between Laredo, Texas, to get up to Fort Stockton, Texas. And let me tell you, there is nothing out there at all.
As a Texan, I don't even want to go to the middle of Texas, Laredo and Abilene and all those. I don't want to go there.
I hated going to Laredo. I hated going to El Paso, or as I like to call it, El Piso.
Been to El Paso.
There's a reason why it's called El Paso. You pass it. You don't fucking go there. You fucking pass it.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I had to spend the night there a few times, so...
It could be the word for road in Spanish is paseo. Maybe that.
I don't know. All I know is I called it El Peso.
Why do you gotta get so literal and fuck it up?
I'm joking. Anyway, so my thought on this guy is, while he may have seen something, while he may have been involved or had a friend who had seen something, maybe it wasn't his story, but using his journalistic
Mhm.
Maybe
maybe he wrote
he
it for someone else to make them.
that's what I'm thinking. Maybe he maybe he heard a story and brought it to life or something.
Yeah. So I mean, either way, it's still an interesting story because it's not just him and it's not just there, and it's spreading.
It's possible,
Okay. So
but I'm sure by you saying that it's spreading,
yeah,
you must have some evidence towards the effect,
towards the what?
towards that effect.
Location. Yes, location is spreading. So
Okay.
most of the early sightings of the BECs, Black Eyed Children, were kind of centered around uh, the West Texas area.
Uh-huh.
And in the last 10, 15, 20 years, the epicenter is what I'm going to refer to, that little area in Texas, remains the epicenter, but those aftershocks are coming all the way out to Kentucky, Tennessee, Utah.
So what now?
Okie,
Yeah. What was that?
Oklahoma, Okie.
Oklahoma. Well, that, I mean, that's, on the way up. But so,
I'm sure Kansas too.
yeah. So while they're not as prevalent as the site, there's still heavy sightings in
The
Texas,
Midwest.
in the Western Texas area.
Yeah.
There's still
The
heavy
West
sightings.
and Midwest.
Yes. They're
Good.
not.
They can stay the fuck out there. Leave Jersey alone.
Yeah. Well, you guys have the Jersey Devil, and you got
Yeah,
Bigfoot.
we already
So,
got one
yeah,
big major cryptid.
you're
Plus, we
good.
also have the big guy back here.
Biggie.
He's
Hmm.
we got enough. We're good.
Exactly. All right. Well, so let me go. Let me go into There's a common string that is in a lot of the sightings, and I was able to compile it into two zones. There's the door knock children and the car encounter children. There's
Okay.
there uh, they rarely are seen just kind of like trying to walk up to people in the wild. They want to be let in to something. That is like the one thing that they want, is they want inside of where you are. Do I know what that means? Absolutely not. But they use these little tactics, especially for the door knock kids. They'll knock at your door typically between 9 and midnight. Every story that I've seen about the door knock Black Eyed Children has been between 9 and midnight. And it's typically one or two people at home. And there's typically no children in the house, but I have one story that has kids in it. It is creepy AF. Um, they want in. They want to wait for their parents who are coming. They need to use your phone. They're lost. They're trying to pull at all those little heartstring moments, but
Okay.
there's one story where the grandmotherly person and the guy let them in, and they sat quietly. They were offered food. They were offered tea, hot cocoa. It was cold outside. They were
Okay.
wearing almost. Who were those people that come to your door with the black pants and the white shirt?
Mormons.
Is it that? Okay.
Or
They look
Jehovah's
they
or
look
one of those.
very
More Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses.
The grandmother, the mom, the lady of the family, was noticing things on their clothing that their clothes looked handmade. Like you could see the stitches, and as a person who sews, like you can look at someone's clothes, you
And
see
tell
like
if they're homemade.
like the collars were not pointed collars; they had rounded.
Yeah.
What are those things right here? The collars.
Collar. Yeah. Rounded
Collar,
collar.
yeah. They had rounded collars, not pointed. The buttons looked sewn on. There didn't seem to have any snaps or zippers on anything. Their shoes looked
Mhm.
extremely worn. Uh, they weren't cold, even though they weren't wearing
Okay.
jackets and it was cold outside. But they were offered food. They were offered drink. They wanted none. They kept saying that their parents were on their way, but they haven't even used the phone. How do they know? Like that was the weird one. And they, after 10, 20, 30 minutes or so, kept asking questions that were just odd. And they eventually left. And the house felt weird the rest of the night. And they kept noticing that doors that were previously locked were now unlocked. So the back door was unlocked. The dog was acting weird. So things were just weird the rest of the night. And by the next morning, the husband was so sick that he ended up having to go to the hospital. They could not figure out what was wrong with him. He didn't die. He lived.
So,
But
moral of the story.
don't let the
Moral.
goddamn kids in your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's the second version of that is the car encounter. Typically they want in. The one that got me the most was this woman. She has a 3-year-old, 3.5, somewhere in there in the car seat in the back of the car. She's like, hey, I just need to run in, which parents, don't leave your kids in the car when you have to run into the gas station. Don't do that. No. So
Honestly, it still baffles me when people leave their babies in the car and
yeah,
it's like, what is wrong with you?
yeah.
Oh, well, I wasn't thinking. You know how many
Nope.
times I went to the store and like went
Woke
looking
up
in
a
the
kid.
back and realized, oh wait, I'm by myself.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So anyway, so she leaves this 3-ish-year-old kid in the car seat behind in the car. And she runs into the store. She said she has gone for no more than 45 seconds, which I don't know.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I've never been in any gas station store for for 4 minutes. It doesn't fucking
She
happen.
comes back out and she hears the little girl giggling. And she looks back and there's this other little girl sitting in her car. And she's like, Mommy, my friend, this is my friend. She needs a ride. We're going to give her a ride. And she's like, nah, I don't know you. And anyway, same thing. Like, I need a ride home. My parents are waiting for me. I just need to sit here. And eventually the mom, gets her out of the car and whatnot. But like, it's just weird where like, she said that as soon as her, and I quote, the fear hit me before I even saw the little girl's eyes, and they were deep holes of black.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Mm. All right. So, what the hell are these
Okay.
things?
What are these things?
I
So,
feel they're just entities, really, really bad, like children that were once alive, but probably had a horrible death or something,
there's 4 schools of thought that I have found that people believe these things are in. Alien human hybrids is the top.
No,
Uh-uh.
I
That's
have
the
a hard
one
time believing that one.
that is like the most prevalent theory that's out there. Demonic or paranormal entities is second.
I
Ghosts,
usually don't go for the top two.
yeah, ghosts or residual spirits, manifestations for traumatized spirits, repeating loops of asking for help. So
Yeah, that's an idea.
that seemed good. And then psychological phenomenon where you see something, sleep paralysis, mass suggestion, mass hypnosis, some sort of chemical imbalance, fear response. But I leave you with, there's too much consistency in these stories all over the place for them to not be something.
I I got an opinion, and I'll wait.
Is it,
I just want to
what's
weigh
it?
in here on it.
Yeah.
I think that they're just hell spawn, and they're just here to fuck with us. That's just me.
Okay.
That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
That's why I
Fuck
never
these
had
black
children.
eyed, fuck these Becks, and fuck everybody. Who cares?
Yeah, the BEC thing, the Beck thing.
BC, fucking kiss my
Everybody's
ass.
got to shorten it. I'm watching some TV show yesterday, and they're like, when you're out squatching, I'm like, did you
I hate
just
when somebody says squatching. I
shorten
hate that.
That
this
doesn't
to
sound right.
squatching?
That sounds like you're taking a squat in the wood.
Sounds
Yeah,
squatching.
it sounds like squatching sounds like something that you get from eating bad meat.
Yeah, right? I have to go take a squatch.
Ugh, that was a wet one. I think I
Um,
squatched myself.
It's a tough life, man. But
You
yeah,
know, that's
so
it's stupid. Anyway,
um,
but yeah, these things are got to be something, some form of demonic entity. I mean, that's my opinion.
I just think it's
again,
weird.
I still feel it, they were once kids and they just had a very uh
Traumatic ending.
traumatic death.
Traumatic experience. Yeah.
I mean, how many kids were left alone back in the day and then like froze to death or starved to death or something and wanting help
It's
or
possible.
whatever? Like I don't know. That's where I'm leaning towards. They're just spirits that
Is
don't know how to go away and they become
Well,
demonic in a way, you
as a
know?
as a reformed, wait, no, not reformed. As a prior Catholic, I'm better now, by the way. Um,
I grew up in the Catholic penal system as well. Don't worry about it.
yeah, like now I remember hearing all the stories of like, we got to get that kid baptized and you got to go through communion or you're never going to hell. There's purgatory. Like you're going to have to wait your turn. What if like maybe okay, I don't believe in religion, but what if this is kind of that place where they're not good, they're not bad. We got to stick them somewhere until we're ready for them.
What about the mothers who go crazy and kill their own kids? Like,
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't even go down that path. But all right, folks, that about does it for us today. So,
I
with
have
that
my
being
very
said,
own black-eyed children.
oh my
yes, you
God.
do.
Isabella.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you in the next episode of Cryptid Conversations. And if you can't be good, be bad. And if you're going to be bad, at least fucking be good at it. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.